Hunt Showdown's Web of the Empress event, along with Update 2.5, will be coming into the game on September 24th and running to December 10th. This new update will bring a new enemy type, new weapon variants, new hunters, tarot cards, and so much more. Hunt Showdown's gearing up to have their biggest update and most important update of the year. Let's get into it. The new enemy type are Bioweavers, which are fierce swarms of small spiders which were featured in the event trailer video on Hunt Showdown's socials. These spiders live in high reward nesting grounds, and within the infestations, players will be able to find rewards. Some of these rewards include the two new weapon variants coming into the game, one of which is the Homestead 78, which is a long-barreled rival, and the Wildland, which will be a modified high-capacity Centennial. Within these infestations, players will also be able to find Destiny's Dial, a machine that grants randomized rewards like traits and buffs to enhance a hunter's gameplay. You'll also be able to find sealed rewards like scarce and burn traits, along with restoration kits and ammo boxes. This will also be where players can find the all-new tarot cards. There will be 12 single-use tarot cards in Hunt Showdown. Now, from prior videos that Hunt Showdown has released, one of which where they teased tarot cards, we knew that the Chariot, the Sun, the Tower, and the Garden coming into the game, but the 5 that they covered in their blog post were the Empress, the World, the Fool, the Hangman, and the Tower. The Empress will grant hunters the Catalyst, Necromancer, and a random rare trait. The World will reveal the location of all boss targets for a hunter. The Fool will copy the last tarot card that a hunter used in their current mission. The Hangman will allow a hunter to spectate the nearest enemy hunter, but after they use it, it will alert the enemy hunter. Lastly, the Tower will unleash massive damage to monsters and targets in a large radius, but set the user on fire. The two that stick out to me so far are the World and the Hangman. I think if you could find the World early on in game, revealing the location of all boss targets, it will pay off very much in the early game. Not that it won't be useful later on in a match, but the earlier the better. And the Hangman, allowing a hunter to spectate the nearest enemy hunter and then it alerting that hunter afterwards, adds a whole new sense of adrenaline, a whole new dynamic of intensity that doesn't currently exist in the current state of Hunt Showdown. Hunt Showdown thrives off of adrenaline rushes and intense gameplay, and this definitely adds to that with a whole new layer and mechanic. I'm excited to see how this feels on the receiving end, but I'm also excited to use it, and I'm sure it will create some great clippable moments. Now, tarot cards are found in the Bioweaver nest, but they will also be able to be looted from dead hunters, and you can earn them through dark tributes. A new in-game mechanic was referred to in the blog post called a hint system, which will help players to learn each card's effect while inspecting a card held in their hand. There'll be more information and details about tarot cards available soon, and as we get more details, I'll make sure to cover them on my channels. With this new update, we will be getting new hunters. The first one was right at the beginning of the event trailer. I'm assuming that she'll be a part of the battle pass, probably an early unlockable. The next one that I noticed was this sort of undead scarecrow hunter who looks a little bit similar to the scarecrow we already have, just with a more cowboy aesthetic. I love the looks of this hunter. Later on, we see him walking with another hunter who has a hood over their face and a noose around their neck. We're able to see the full body of that hunter later on in the event trailer. I'm assuming both of these will be a part of the battle pass as well. And at the end of the trailer, we see this gothic lady who is definitely the hunter I'm most excited to play as. I think she's going to have the best overall look. Now, I know the Empress was featured in the trailer. I highly doubt that she'll be an unlockable hunter, but I think it would be really cool if we could play as her. I just think the overall look that she has is incredibly unique, and it would just make for a really cool hunter. Now, I'm assuming that these 4 hunters that I covered, minus the Empress, will be a part of the Battle Pass, and if that ends up being the case, it'd be the first time in the most recent updates. I'm thinking of Judgment of the Fool and then Garden of the Witch, where we have 4 totally different hunters that don't kind of mirror each other or just look like one hunter version with an edited version later in the battle pass. If they end up doing that, I would really appreciate that. So we'll see if they're a part of the battle pass or if they are purchasable with blood bonds, but more to come as we get more details. What do you think of these hunters? There'll also be a swarm of gameplay balancing and meta changes with update 2.5. The two that really stick out to me are a better melee combat system. They said that the hit detection has received improvements and the max reach of melee attachments has been increased. Also, the long-awaited UI and lobby rework will now be launching into Hunt Showdown with update 2.5 with the start of the Web of the Empress event. This has been a long-standing complaint from players across the board. The community has been dying for this, so I'm so excited to see what they've done to the UI and to the lobby and to see how it looks and feels, and hopefully it's much more manageable and much more attractive than the current UI and lobby. As we get more details, I'll be sure to cover them on my channels, but let me know in the comments, what do you think of this update and event? What are you looking forward to, and what do you hope Hunt Showdown adds to the game soon or with this event, and what details do you hope we get soon as well? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the bayou.